What's up, y'all? This is GK King 95 here, and I have a pretty interesting deck profile. I don't know whether or not this deck is tier 1, tier 2, tier 1.5, but it's definitely there. I've taken out Chaos Agent, I've taken out Dino Rabbit, taken out Hero Beat decks. I've taken out Dark Worlds. This deck is just so amazing. Now, first of all, yes, I know Thousand Eyes Restrict is up in the corner there, but and it's banned. But I'll talk about him more towards the end, and how he might affect the meta coming, to like the meta to come, if he were to be unbanned. All right, so to start off, we have two Battle Fader. Not being it's Mystic Piper, level ones definitely help with draw consistency. And well, I mean, your he can prevent direct attacks because sometimes, I mean, when you use Mystic Piper, or I mean, if there's field clearage, um, Battle Fader is a pretty decent something to go into. Now, next we have one BLS. It's all pretty much all Chaos monsters, all Light and Darks. Next, 3 Dejin. I don't want to get her name wrong. Dejin, Releaser of Rituals. Pretty much what happens is we can banish her to the graveyard, and we can, we can banish her from the graveyard and use her as a ritual tribute for Relinquished. And your opponent can't special summon monsters, which is something that really shuts down those decks that I named earlier. And it's just it's also searchable, or it's also a tour guide target. So normally, what I would do, what an average play would be for me, would be tour guide, special summon Djinn, overlay into Leviathan. And as soon as Leviathan is summoned, if his summon isn't negated, detach Djinn, so she's in the graveyard, just chilling there, and she'll help me set up plays. Um, Next is 3 Effect Veiler. In this meta, most definitely, Effect Veiler is very relevant, or you guys know what I'm trying to say here. It's very useful. It's relevant in pretty much all decks. And not only that, but it's a level 1. So not only is it a Mystic Piper condition, but I mean it's also a Wonder One condition, being it's a spellcaster. Now, next we have 2 Kinkabayo. This kind of goes off with the level 1 aspect. Normally I would use it to recycle Pipers, or even special summon an Effect Veiler and sync up into, well, one of the Synchros. Um, but yeah, that's all. And it's a Spirit Monster, so also other plays that I could do if I, like Piper, uh, get my draw or whatever, and I special summoned it with Kinkabayu, and say like I have a creature swap, take their larger monster, just set on their larger monster, Kinkabayu comes back to my hand. Just the aspect of it being a spirit monster, creature swapping, it's kind of a shiesty move. It's very sneaky, but I mean it works. Alright, next, 3 Manju of the Thousand Hands. Pretty much, it just searches out combo pieces for Relinquished summoning. It's either the Ritual card or Relinquished itself. Now, Mystic Piper, most people should know what this does. Pretty much, normal summon, sack him, uh, reveal top card of the deck. If it's a level 1, draw a card. Um, and it's, even if the card that you revealed isn't a level 1, whatever it might be, you still get to add it to your hand. So, I mean, it can be Mystic Piper can turn into a +1, but eh. Alright, next, 2 Tour Guide. Just help search out combo pieces get bigger monsters on the board. Another thing, with overlaying for like Leviathan or whatever I might overlay for, what could happen is, say like it were the Leviathan play, um, and say like I had everything I needed to summon Relinquished, and I had a Leviathan on my field, while my opponent has some weak monster, whatever. So I'll creature swap for their weaker monster. So they have a 25 beat stick on their side of the field. I sack sack their lower monster for relinquished effect. Steal my own Leviathan. So not only do I have a 25 beat stick, but if worst comes to worst, Leviathan gets destroyed, Relinquished is still on the field. So, now next, 3 Relinquished. Like I said, this is a Piper Relinquished deck, so obviously we need Relinquished in it. Yeah, I mean, it's Relinquished. It was in one of the first 4 structure decks to be released. Yeah, like Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, Pegasus. So it's an original card. It's an iconic card. So, pretty much what happens is, you have to ritual summon him. He can't be special summoned or normal summoned or anything like that. But it's the aspect of him being a level 1 that he's very broken. I will tell you guys that. If you can definitely, if he doesn't get effect veilered or whatever, pretty much he can steal your opponent's monsters and equip them to him, and then he gains their attack and defense. And if say like I had a 300 monster equipped to him, and my opponent attacks me with like a 2500 monster. Now, not only would I take the 2200, but he'll take the 2200. And also, at that point, the monster that I had on him already would be destroyed. Like, the equipped monster would be destroyed, but Relinquished wouldn't be destroyed at that point. I think that's pretty much it to talk about Relinquished. Yeah. Alright. So, next we have one Allure of Darkness. Again, we're running, darks and lights, so, most of the time you'll have dark in hand. 2, Black Illusion Ritual, which is the ritual card for Relinquished. 2 is only really needed because of, preparation of rites, but I'll get to that in a minute. 3 creature swap. It's either to, get rid of your opponent's big boss monsters, or any problem monsters that you may have, and, like, you can sack it for Relinquished, or even, like, the Kinkabayo play, like, give them, the weaker monster. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy, 1 Monster Reborn, all kind of staples. Now, we have 1 Pot of Avarice, and that's just to recycle monsters, like Veilers, BLS, stuff like that. 2 Pot of Duality for consistency. There is only really 4 different... Well, you have BLS, that can special summon itself. Kinkabayu, that special summons monsters. Tour Guide and Relinquish, so I mean, there's only really 4 monsters. I mean, there may not be a lot of monsters, but, those are about the only monsters that would apply during your turn that you can special summon. But, I mean, most of the time, Duality is an early game card for me anyways. 3 Preparation of Rites. This not only searches for your Relinquished, but, you can reuse already used, ritual cards. Say, like, you already summoned a Relinquished, Preparation of Rites. Search out a Relinquished, and, bring back a, Dark Illusion Ritual to your hand. 2 Wonder Wand. This was actually a really nice tech card that my friend, that I discovered. Like, my friend and I, we were dueling, and he was like, I've known the card was around, and I really didn't think about it, and then, like, I was like, Wonder Wand, and I was playing, because this is, like, version 2 of the deck. My first version was, like, a Dino Rabbit variant, which wasn't very good, but, Wonder Wand. He was just like Wonder Wand effect, and I was like, okay. And then I read Wonder Wand, and I was just like, well, crap. Um, Relinquished is a spellcaster. Effect Valor is a spellcaster. Why not use it? And then to round up the deck, the main deck, we have one Treacherous Trap Hole because it's a Treacherous Trap Hole. After all the spells, monsters that are needed for the deck, when there's only one trap card left, why not use it? Um, Now, most of this other stuff is just poop thrown together that I was just like, I really don't care about the extra deck. Just kind of put it together. So, one Catastor, one Alia Justice, something or other that really doesn't matter. It's the level 11 Synchro, I think. One Black Rose, one Formula. Formula's actually pretty easy to go into. Kinkabayu to Effect Veiler, Synchro, 2 and then you get a Formula Synchron. One Scrap Dragon, one Stardust, one TG Hyper Librarian. Again, this is all like generic extra deck stuff. Um, one Leviair, one Djinn, one Leviathan, one Pop Blood Operative, however you may pronounce it. One Roach, one Vylon, Desigma, and then one Zenmaines. Um, Normally the threes are relatively to go into the fours sometimes, and the synchros not really except for formula. Alright, now let's talk about Thousand Eyes Restrict. Thousand Eyes Restrict is pretty much like Relinquished, except in his effect it says no other monsters on the field can change their battle position or attack. So it's kind of like Thousand Eyes Restrict is a what's the word I'm looking for? He's kind of like a Malefic, except it affects your opponent's monsters as well. Now, about the only thing that like could probably counter it is like Effect Veiler or what is it, Skildrin, stuff like that that shuts down effects. Now, as time has progressed, we have seen several cards that allow us to substitute. So I mean, the chances of him coming back are kind of slim. But as the meta continues, if he were to be unbanned, yes, I mean there are substitutes. We have Super Poly. We have a couple different ways of fusion summoning monsters and replacing the material. So in the future, um, if we do see Thousand Eyes Restrict being unbanned, we could also see him not only in there can even be a hero variant, um, like uh, a Relinquished Lives, like Prisma has done in so many decks, like Glad Beasts and Gem Knights and well Elemental Heroes himself. I mean, even what is it? The Dark Elemental Hero. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, I mean he's a card now, so I mean Relinquish would be able to be purposed into that deck. So I mean, I don't know. Could Thousand Eyes Restrict come back? I mean, it's highly possible. I mean, unless they were to do a reprint on him and say that the those specific cards have to be used, like other fusion cards have said. Um, and maybe if the wording were changed slightly, or some additional like setback was set to it, um, maybe it could come back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 2 years from now, maybe even a year from now, maybe 6 months from now, when the new ban list comes out, Thousand Eyes Restrict could be unbanned. But yeah, guys, this has been GK King, and this has been my Mystic Piper Relinquish deck. Uh, I wish y'all the best with it. If y'all decide to net deck, I really don't care. Um, I enjoy seeing other people playing decks like this. Just a few questions that I want y'all to answer down in the comment section below. One, when do y'all think Thousand Eyes Restrict will come back, if he even comes back at all? Two, what tier do you think this deck is? Alright, this has been GK King, signing out.